Maharaj came on Saturday, but I could not come on Saturday because there were services, and importantly, there were two classes scheduled. And the most important was today's class on Srila Bhakti Dayāśīl Thakur's. But with Maharaj intervention, and he followed up while he was in Mayapur. He called me several times to check whether I have got my ticket done or not, what is my timing when I am coming. And Maharaj also arranged accommodation for me. I have very, very divine accommodation. This is senior brahmachari ashram, and I am on the top floor in Mayapur. For the first time in Mayapur, I am getting the opportunity to stay in a. This is the senior most brahmachari ashram. Many Maharaj are staying here. I just met Jananivas Prabhu, who he also stays here. This is special mercy. If any superior devotee, if any advanced devotee is merciful towards us, that is our only hope. That is the only way that we can enter into the spiritual realm. I just met Maharaj. So Maharaj was very happy that I could come. So this is completely causeless mercy. And while coming, I could also be at the Samadhi of Srila Bhakti Saraswati Thakur in the Chaitanya Math. A big, very big celebration is happening there. I could be there for 15-20 minutes in front of Maharaj, the Samadhi Mandir. I could offer my obeisances, pray to Maharaj, and then came to our temple. The spiritual world, everything is so peaceful. But what we have to learn, the lesson is that we have to remain submissive. And as our superiors guide us, Maharaj very affectionately really pulled me. He said, why you are not? What is ILS meant for? You people should come. Then I told him that. He said, don't worry. And Maharaj gave me this batch also of ILS. Although I have not attended. From tomorrow I will attend. But he has already given me. So it's special mercy. In the morning, I was fortunate to speak on the glories. But I could not speak, as you know, to the extent I wanted to. There is one very beautiful offering of Srila Prabhupada, our Srila Prabhupada, Srila Bhakti Saraswati Thakur. Opening verse I had started. Adore, adore, the happy day. So I'll read, that is actually the final offering when Srila Bhakti Saraswati Thakur was present for his earthly pastime. Prabhupada was in Mumbai. It is 1936. And Prabhupada gave a Vyas Puja offering to Srila Bhakti Saraswati Thakur. And in that Vyas Puja offering, Srila Prabhupada wrote this very beautiful poem also. So I will today discuss, I will share with you. I don't know any one of you have read it or not. It is there in Limamrit. Does anyone remember the offering that is made by? You should read. In so many years, I have read so many offerings, hundreds of offerings of Srila Prabhupada disciples towards Srila Prabhupada. That is how you will get the, seed of what it means to be a disciple, what it means to be submissive, what it means to be dependent on the spiritual master. Otherwise, our independent mentality and our rebellious nature will not allow us to take to the surrendering process. Internally, is the surrendering process begin? We may ask ourselves. Otherwise, it will never begin. Anyway, I'll share this very beautiful composition of Srila Prabhupada. You can see the screen. This is published in Back to Godhead.
Yes, bro.
Okay. This was published on 1st June 1982 by Sasuru Maharaj. Sasuru Maharaj is very empowered personality. He has been empowered to present Prabhupada Katha, the Prabhupada Leela, as Vyasadeva has been empowered to present Krishna Leela. It says 1935, 1970, actually 1936. 1936 in Mumbai, a poem and a speech in praise of his spiritual master, wins Srila Prabhupada's recognition for his skill at presenting Krishna consciousness in English. So this Prabhupada's offering to his spiritual master was published at that time in Harmonist. Harmonist was like we have our Back to Godhead magazine. So that was the principal publication at the time of Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur and then carried over by Srila Bhakti Saraswati Thakur. After receiving spiritual initiation in 1932, Srila Prabhupada, then Abhay Charan Day, sought to expand his pharmaceutical business, both to support his family and to contribute to his spiritual master's preaching mission. Even more important to him, however, were the rare occasions when he could meet with his spiritual master, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta's affectionate dealings with Abhay, his vast erudition in Krishna conscious philosophy, and his uncompromising attacks against casteism and cheating religionists impressed Abhay deeply and provided lasting impression for his own preaching work. In 1933, business reverse prompted Abhay to leave his family and home in Allahabad and for some time to try to set up a pharmaceutical business in Bombay. So this was a transcendental trick. We have discussed it so many times. When Prabhupada met, our Prabhupada met Bhakti Saraswati Thakur in 1922 in Calcutta. Just after the meeting, when Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj gave him the order to go and preach the Western speaking world, Prabhupada had to leave Calcutta. He came to Allahabad. And in Allahabad, as soon as he came, there was this beginning of establishing the Gaudiya Math. And as soon as the Gaudiya Math was established in Allahabad, Prabhupada was again relocated from Allahabad to come to Mumbai. Why? Because another Gaudiya Math was to begin in Mumbai. And Srila Prabhupada was to prepare the ground. So Prabhupada is now in 1936. This is where Prabhupada is in Mumbai. Simultaneously, he helped establish the Bombay branch of the Gaudiya Math. And in early 1935, he joined his godbrothers there in celebrating Srila Bhakti Siddhanta's birthday. It was 62nd birthday of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. So what will be the year? It was 62nd birthday of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. What is the appearance year of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati? Which year did he appear? What is the date? This was my 4th lecture on Srila Bhakti Saraswati Thakur in 4 years. And every year you people are hearing. What is the appearance date of Srila Bhakti Saraswati Thakur? Manoram?
Prabhuji, around 1874.
Yes, year is correct. 1874. In 1874, you add 62. What will be the year? Use your mobile phone. If our intelligence is not sharp enough, then use the instrument. Anyway, this artificial intelligence is going to completely sink our human intelligence. What is the year? Batao, jaldi karo yaar. 1874 plus 62 is how many years? What is the year then? Yes, Priyanka?
1936.
Yes, this was the final year of the Vyas Puja celebration when Srila Bhakti Saraswati Thakur was on this planet Earth. Anyone remember the date also? Maharaj's appearance date. Every time I mention, what was the appearance? He gave the right year, but what is the date? Yes, Purushottam? Boliye, Purushottam Prabhu?
Prabhu, it's 6th February.
Yeah, 6 February. 6 February 1874. It was 62nd birthday of Srila Bhaktivedanta Saraswati at Jagannath Puri, where he was reciting. The devotees observed the day with ceremony. At the small Bombay center, the few disciples planned an evening observance and invited local people for the occasion. Abhay, that is our Srila Prabhupada, wrote a poem. So Maharaj was in Jagannath Puri, but Srila Prabhupada, Abhay Babu, he was in Mumbai, and they were having a small gathering, a small occasion to celebrate. And here is the poem. Srila Prabhupada wrote, Adore, adore ye all the happy day, blessed than heaven, sweeter than May. When he appeared at Puri, the holy place, my Lord and Master, His divine grace. So this is the day of celebration because it's a happy day. Why? Because the eternal spiritual master appears. O my master, the evangelic angel, give us thy light, light up thy candle, struggle for existence, a human race, the only hope is divine grace. Misled we are, all going astray, save us, Lord, our fervent prayer. Wonder thy ways to turn our face, adore thy feet, your divine grace. Forgotten Krishna, we fallen souls, paying most heavy the illusion's toll. Darkness around, all untraced, the only hope is divine grace. Message of service thou hast brought, a healthful life as Chaitanya wrought. In the morning I said that Srila Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur is like the Abhideya Acharya. Why he is the Abhideya Acharya? Because he is defining the process of how to attain the Supreme. Now what is the process? The Prabhupada is very beautifully mentioning. See, message of service thou hast brought, a healthful life as Chaitanya wrought. Unknown to all, it's full of grace. That's your gift, your divine grace. Absolute is sentient, thou hast proved. Impersonal calamity, thou hast removed. This gives us a life anew and fresh. Worship thy feet, your divine grace. Had you not come, who had told the message of Krishna, forceful and bold? So is the line Guru, Simha Guru. Why? Because he preached with full force and was always very bold. That's your right. You have the mace. You know what is mace, na? That's your right. You have the mace. Mace समझते हो ना? Prabhupada never used the mace. You know what is mace? नहीं? गदा. गदा गदा. गधे के ऊपर गदा. जितने कलयुग के गधे हैं, उनको भक्ति सिखाने के लिए क्या चाहिए? गदा. अगर गधे को अगर गधा गधा नहीं मानेंगे, उसकी बुद्धि में कुछ जाएगा नहीं. तो Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur had the chopping techniques. Srila Prabhupada used to say, my Guru Maharaj uses the chopping techniques. Yeah. Had you not come, who had told the message of Krishna, forceful and bold? That's your right, you have the mace. Save me of alien, your divine grace. The line of service as drawn by you is pleasing and healthy as morning dew. The oldest of all, but in new dress, miracle done your divine grace. So when this poem reached Srila Bhakti-Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Bhakti-Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur was very, very satisfied, was very pleased. And in particular, he very much liked this composition where Srila Prabhupada is admiring that how impersonal calamity thou hast put. Impersonal calamity thou hast removed. That the Supreme Lord is not impersonal, he is personal. This is what our acharyas, our Vaishnava acharyas, have very painstakingly established. And they have removed the impersonal calamity. And when this poem was read out to Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was so elated, he was so pleased. He said that whatever Abhay writes, print it. Whatever he writes, just print it. Don't ask me. Just print it. Further, Srila Prabhupada is admiring his spiritual master. Abhay also composed a speech which he read before the assembled guests and members of the Gaudiya Math. Although his first language was Bengali, his English was clear and natural. This is Srila Prabhupada's offering. Gentlemen, the offering of such an homage as has been arranged this evening to the Acharya Dev is not a sectarian concern. Because when we speak of the fundamental principle of Gurudev or Acharya Dev, we speak of something that is of universal application. There does not arise any question of discriminating my Guru from yours or anyone else. There is only one Guru who appears in an infinity of forms to teach you, me, and all others. The Guru or Acharya Dev, as we learn from the bona fide scriptures, delivers the message of the absolute world, the transcendental abode of the supreme absolute personality, where everything non-differentially serves the absolute truth. Like the poem, the speech was personal. So this is the comment by Satsvarup Maharaj. But even more than the poem, it was authoritative, philosophical preaching. Abhay's godbrother were impressed to hear Abhay presenting the Vaishnava philosophy so expertly. How was it possible? Of course, it should not have come as a surprise. He had heard the Vaishnava philosophy from Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, just like his godbrothers. Why should he not be able to enunciate the teachings of his spiritual master? Having heard from him and having read Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, he was not a devotee in the Parampara disciplic succession. But until now, no one knew he could preach in English so expertly. Therefore, if the absolute truth is one, about which we think there is no difference of opinion, the Guru also cannot be two. The Acharya Dev for whom we have assembled tonight to offer our humble homage is not the Guru of a sectarian institution or one out of many different exponents of the truth. On the contrary, he is the Jagat Guru or the Guru of all of us. The only difference is that some obey him wholeheartedly, while others do not obey him directly. This is a very important statement of Srila Prabhupada. What is the difference? That some are divine who obey him wholeheartedly, and the others, they do not. The Guru of whom Abhay spoke, of course, was Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, the representative of the original compiler of the scripture, Vyasadeva. Abhay explained how Lord Krishna has delivered transcendental knowledge to Brahma, the creator of this particular universe. From Brahma, this knowledge has descended to Narad, from Narad to Vyas, Vyas to Madhava. Because Srila Bhaktisiddhanta was presenting the Vedic knowledge as it is without any interpretation in Parampara, he was the bona fide Acharya, spiritual teacher and exemplary, who could enlighten others with the revealed knowledge of the Vedas. Abhay continued. So this is when I was preparing, one thing I was struck with wonder. Many times also I had this feeling that why the name Saraswati is in the pranam mantra. People say Saraswati, but I don't say Saraswati. Shriman Bhakti Vedanta Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. I always say Saraswati. But it is actually Saraswati. I found out yesterday in fact. And this is not the Saraswati of this world. As I said in the morning, this is Saraswati in Golok Vrindavan. And Saraswati Devi in Golok Vrindavan, the personification is of Paravidya, transcendental knowledge. The same knowledge which Krishna imparted to Brahma, and from Brahma it came down in the disciplic succession from Narad and Vyasa to others, Madhva, and followed. So that personification of Paravidya, transcendental knowledge, that Saraswati has also expanded in the form of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Obviously, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu associates. There are many personalities who combine to come. So this is Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. Bhakti word was given by Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Siddhanta was given by his teachers after he gave the Siddhanta Shiromani of the astronomical calculations. And he explained the Surya Siddhanta. So he became Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. That was before initiation. And when he was initiated, Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj gave him the name Shri Varshubhanu Devi Daitadas. So this is how Srila Bhakti Saraswati Thakur, such a extraordinary personality, he combines all such attributes, such transcendental qualities. Gentlemen, Prabhupada continues in his offering. Gentlemen, our knowledge is so poor, our senses are so imperfect, and our sources are so limited that it is not possible for us to have even the slightest knowledge of the absolute region without surrendering ourselves at the lotus feet of Srila Vyasadeva or his bona fide representative. This is the sum and substance. What Srila Prabhupada is speaking here for his Gurudev. He's saying that our knowledge is so poor and our senses are so imperfect and our sources are so limited that it is not possible for us to have even the slightest knowledge of the absolute region without surrendering ourselves at the lotus feet of Srila Vyasadeva or his bona fide representative. This transcendental knowledge, Abhay explained, had been known in India for thousands of years. And this knowledge, although presently obscured in India, was the real gift to the world. Actually, if you see on Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's Pranam, what it says? Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Daine Prabhuvena. So what is the Vijnana? He is giving the Vijnana. This is the same, he is representing the same mission, he is doing the same function which the Supreme Lord Krishna is also. If you see the 4th chapter, that is Transcendental Knowledge, how it begins, how Krishna enlightens Arjuna, he says, Imam vivasvate yogam proktavanaham avyayam. So what he says, Imam vivasvate yogam. And if you have properly studied, what does Prabhupada translate yoga as? What is yoga? Yes. Boliye mantra of life. The hand is up. Is it Ramya? Bolo Ramya.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Yoga means to connect with the Supreme.
No. That is another secondary. What yoga means? You have to study. See, we have still not begun the real study of Bhagavad Gita. If you actually want to know what is the study of Bhagavad Gita, read the 8th chapter of Bhagavad Gita and the final verse, 28th verse, where Prabhupada is saying when the actual study of Bhagavad Gita will begin. And you see in that chapter, Prabhupada, Krishna is using the word yoga again and again. What is the second verse? What is the second verse in the 4th chapter? What is the second verse? Pradeep? I'm trying to bring you to this point. What is that divine gift that Srila Prabhupada is mentioning here that Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur came to give us? very poor. Nothing is known in the heart. Everything is, lost. This is actually what Krishna is complaining. What is the second verse? Don't remember the second verse of Bhagavad Gita,
Yes.
the 4th chapter.
एवं परंपरा प्राप्तुं यं राजर्षयो विदुः
Then,
स सकलेन महता योगनष्टा परन्ति.
yes, this is it. Krishna is emphasizing on the word yoga. Sākalina mahata yogo nashta parantu. And what is it? What is the third verse? No proper study has been done. Nothing has entered into the heart. Heart is filled with all nonsense, all kachara. What is the third verse? Sa evayam mayate adya yoga prokta puratana. Why? Bhakto si me sakha cheti rahasyam hi etad. Otherwise, no way that you can access. And what is that yoga? Did you find out what is the meaning of the word yoga? You people are what? You did not find out. Bhagavad Gita nahi hai aapke paas. देखा नहीं सोने का इतनी देर में देखा नहीं. What is the meaning of yoga? It is the science of relationship. Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Daine Prabhave Namaha. What is Prabhava? What is Prabhava? That science of relationship with the Supreme Lord, which was Sakalena Mahata, which was lost. And Krishna came to re-establish that, to give that. But he did not give to everyone. He gave it to only Arjuna. Why? What is he saying? What is the qualification? Bhaktosi me sakha cheti rahasyami etaduttam. Without being my devotee and without being in relationship with me, you cannot receive this knowledge. But such merciful personalities like Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur came to give that science of relationship. How? By engaging the soul in devotional service. So that science which was lost. And what is that science? Madhure Ujjwala Prematya. The highest loving exchange that Sri Krishna reciprocates with the gopis and Srimati Radharani. That is the gift, the divine gift for which Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came. And after Mahaprabhu, he sent his personal associates, like all these Acharya, Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Prabhupada, so that this can be enforced or infused in the hearts of even those who are not interested. No interested. So Prabhupada is saying here, we must conclude that the darkness of the is due to lack of material advancement, but that we have lost the clue to our spiritual advancement, which is the prime necessity of human life and the criteria of the highest type of civilization. Throwing off bombs from aeroplane is no advancement of civilization. You know why? What happened in 1936? What was happening globally? Bolo, kuch to respond karo. What was happening globally during that time? Yes, Purushottam?
World War II.
Bolo.
World War.
Second World War was happening. Second World War was happening. So Prabhupada is sharply reacting. He's saying that the human life is not but for throwing progress. No advancement of civilization from the primitive, uncivilized way of dropping big stones on the heads of the enemies from the tops of the hill. This is not different. Improvement of the art of killing our neighbors by inventing machine guns and by means of poisonous gases is certainly no advancement from the primitive barbarism, priding itself on its art of killing by bows and arrows. nor does the development of a sense of pampered selfishness prove anything more than the intellectual animalism. Thus, while others are yet in the womb of historical oblivion, the sages of India have developed a different kind of civilization which enables us to know ourselves. They had discovered that we are not all the material entities, but that we are all spiritual, permanent, and non-destructible servants of the Absolute. See the beauty of offering. We are permanent and non-destructible servants of the Absolute. This is what Srila Prabhupada is revealing his heart. This is what conviction or feelings he has in his heart for his spiritual master. That we are permanent and non-destructible servants. The speech continued describing the horrible consequence of a misspent human life, the sufferings of repeated birth and death again and again. Abhay stressed the need to surrender to the spiritual master. He criticized empirical mundane philosophers, godless politicians, and blind sense gratifiers. He repeatedly pointed to the soul's natural and sublime position as the servant of the God and the servant of a pure devotee. Abhay, an initiated disciple of his spiritual master, for a little more than 2 years, referring to himself as the student, continued. Srila Prabhupada was initiated in 1933 and Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur departed on 31st December 1936. How much opportunity he had? Just few years. Gentlemen, although we are like ignorant children in the knowledge of transcendence, still His Divine Grace, my Gurudev, has kindled a small fire within us to dissipate the invincible darkness of the empirical knowledge. And we are so much on the safe side that no amount of physical argument of the empiric school of thought can deviate us an inch from the position of our eternal dependence on the lotus feet. See Prabhupada's conviction. That we are so much on the safe side that no amount of philosophical argument on the empiric school of thought can deviate us an inch from the position of our eternal dependence on the lotus feet of His Divine Grace. And we are prepared to challenge the most erudite scholars of the Mayavad impersonalistic school on this vital issue. That the personality of Godhead and His transcendental sports in Golo alone constitute the sublime information of the Vedas. He then ended his speech with an eloquent prayer of submission. Personally, I have no hope of any direct service for the coming crores, millions of births of the sojourn of my life. But I am confident that someday or other, I shall be delivered from this fire of delusion in which I am at present so deeply sunk. Therefore, let me, with all earnestness, pray at the lotus feet of my Divine Master to let me suffer the lot which I am destined to for all my past misdoings. But let me have the power to recollection that I am nothing but a tiny servant of the Almighty Absolute Godhead, realized through the unflinching mercy of my Divine Master. Let me therefore bow down at His lotus feet with all humility at my hand. Submitted both the poem and the speech to the harmonist, the English language edition of Bhaktisiddhanta's magazine. The poem of his first publication announced him as a competent writer in English, and Swami Bhakti Pradeep Tirtha. You know Bhakti Pradeep Tirtha? Who remembers Bhakti Pradeep Tirtha Maharaj? What role he played in the life of Bhaktivedanta Swami? I remember we discussed this section of Prabhupada Leelamrit very elaborately. Who's Bhakti Pradeep Maharaj? He was the first godbrother of Srila Prabhupada who approached Prabhupada in Allahabad When Prabhupada was relocated from Calcutta, he came to Allahabad to establish his business of pharmaceutical. So the first personality who came was Bhakti Pradeep Maharaj. And he convinced Prabhupada to support and built up the first Gaudiya Math in Allahabad. So Bhakti Pradeep Tirth Maharaj was also the editor, and Prabhupada had done so much reciprocation and favor to him. So Bhakti Pradeep Tirtha, editor of the Harmonist, informally dubbed Abhay as Kavi, as a learned poet. Some of Abhay's godbrother also picked up on the name and began calling him a Kavi. Most of them, even the sannyasis, advanced renowned disciples, were not so proficient in English, but Abhay was not ordinary. They could appreciate that the poem what happened? Internet. We have done, most of it is done. They could appreciate that the poem was personal, written out of Abhay's genuine worship and his joy at having accepted a genuine spiritual path. This is most important. That in our heart, we must have that joy that we are the servants of our spiritual master. That core conviction in the heart, that clarity must be there. And that thought should be deep enough that it does not get deviated. Like Srila Prabhupada is saying, that it cannot be deviated an inch. But it was also written strictly in accord with the conclusions of the scriptures. For Abhay, however, the glory was Sri Vyas Puja homage. Came when the poem reached Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, it gave him pleasure. One stanza specifically made Srila Bhaktisiddhanta so happy that he made a point of showing it to all of his guests. This is absolute is sentient, thou hast proved impersonal calamity, thou hast removed. Somehow in this simple stanza, Abhay had captured the essence of his spiritual master's preaching against the Mayavadi. And Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati took it as an indication of how well Abhay knew the mind of his Gurudev. Abhay was delighted when he heard that the couplet was pleasing to his spiritual master. One of Abhay's godbrother compared this verse Abhay to a verse in which Rup Goswami had expressed the inner thinking of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and has thus moved him to ecstasy. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati also found the essay pleasing, and he showed it to some of his confidential devotees. He instructed the editor of Harmonist, whatever he writes, publish it. Okay, the other is different Srila Prabhupada's contributions. But here we learn from Srila Prabhupada that what it means to be a disciple, what it means to be dedicated to a spiritual master. What is the feeling which is there in the heart of those who really want to serve the spiritual master, those who want to obey and follow their instructions. Hare Krishna, I'll stop here. From your side, any contribution, any discussion? At least try to be today Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur conscious. I'm trying since morning. I was very blessed. Day has been very perfect day. Not even a single moment was wasted. I read his final instructions also, which I'll share some other day. Maybe tomorrow we'll continue. He has given very, very important final instructions. We can read that, we can share. Hare Krishna. What happens, Monica? You are having cold? Every time I see you and you are, I don't know. I don't think that you are normal in your health.
Yes, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji. Some cold is there.
Your voice is not reaching me.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Am I
Yeah.
audible?
You are having problems. Now I can see that. Your face is speaking that. 2 days back also, you should go and see a good doctor and recover yourself before you start for Mayapur Yatra.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Make it a habit to read the offerings of advanced devotees. Through the offering, they express their love and devotion to their spiritual master. And bhakti is what? Bhakti is contagious. It gives inspiration to us so that we can also dedicate our life and serve our spiritual master. I don't see any one of you is inclined to speak. It is not good sign. Whenever there is an opportunity, you must speak. You don't find anything to appreciate Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur after so many years. That's not a very healthy sign. Again, you were all silent. Okay, anyway. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur, Avirbhav Tithi Mahamotsav ki jai. Prabhupada ki jai.